Try not to screw this up.
Hey guys, Dandy Man back with you. Welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a while since we have made a video. As you can tell, the Galaxie is indoors now, so we've got some inside stuff going on here. So we won't have to worry about the weather. It is still a little bit cold out here, but we won't have to worry about snow or rain. And it's been a long time since we made a video. Between my family and work and going to school, it has been kind of hard to find the extra time to work on the car. So I decided just to take, I don't know, it probably only took about a half an hour to an hour. Went out, got a fuel pump for the Galaxie, and we are going to put it on. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, so first we're going to be taking off these bolts here that hold the power steering pump on. And there are 4 bolts. One is here, here. These are actually nuts that go on there. And there are 2 bolts over here that actually mount to the water pump. So they bolt to the outside of it. And we've got 2 nuts here that go on the screws that are in the head. So we'll take these off and pull this up, just kind of flip it up. That way we can get down into the fuel pump and get it off. We could probably get down in there if we really wanted to, but just to give us some more room, we're going to go ahead and take this off, and it'll just set up right out of the way. So let's get these off. Hope that didn't torque them down too bad. The first time. This was already off here at one point in time. I think somebody was maybe to replace the fuel pump or was going to, I'm not sure, but this was off here. And I put it back on that way it wouldn't be flopping around, losing parts, things of that nature. So, as you can tell, just these small bolts. We'll set them here to the side for right now. Spin it by hand. Now this one you're probably going to need a deep well on because the bolt actually sticks out kind of far, so probably going to need a deep well socket. So actually, believe it or not, these deep well, I never had any deep well sockets, and my wife won some at a purse bingo. So she won those, and she was going to give them away as a gift. And I said, oh, I don't have any deep well sockets, so I will be more than happy to keep those. And I did. And they have came in handy. So that's starting to loosen up. There are a couple other bolts on here. This one and this one back here. So these 2. And they actually adjust. If you would loosen those, they adjust the tension when there is a belt on this pulley, this main pulley, to this one right here. If the belt is too loose, you can loosen these 2 bolts and actually push this out to tighten the belt if it's just a hair too loose, if it stretches a little bit. So it just gives you a little bit of wiggle room, and you can adjust it that way. So that's kind of cool. Right now it doesn't have a belt on it. Of course, we're not driving it, so therefore we don't need power steering right now. So I'm not even sure if the power steering pump works on this. Hopefully it does whenever we get fired up and are able to actually use it. So this just pulls right off, and we just kind of set this right here for now. We'll move it back because, of course, the hood won't shut with it sitting here. But what this does is it gives us access down here to the fuel pump that we're going to be replacing very easily. So we'll be able to move around in here. And honestly, these fuel pumps on these older vehicles are they're awesome because they're just so easy to take off and put back on. There are only 2 bolts, one there and one there. And your main fuel line. That's going to be like your rubber line that runs back to your gas tank, and your hard line, which is right here, and it runs all the way up to the carburetor. So your fuel comes in and goes in here, and then it's pumped back out on this hard line. It's a metal line, and it goes all the way up to your carburetor. So we will see what size these bolts are. Most likely they're the same size, I would guess, and we'll get those taken off there. And there's a gasket that goes in between the pump housing there and the block of the engine. That's whenever you buy a new fuel pump, mine actually came with 2 of them. I don't know if they normally always come with 2, or if that's just somehow I got lucky, and maybe they all come with 2, I don't know. In case one is damaged or you lose one, or I think maybe they thought ahead and thought, maybe Dan's gonna lose one, so probably the case. So really, once we get these 2 bolts out of here, this should come right off, and you'll see an arm that actually goes inside of the engine, and that is actually part of the pump. It looks like actually a fairly new bolt. Maybe somebody stripped the other one out or cross-threaded or... All right, now what we'll do is we'll disconnect these lines on here. You could do it when it was attached if you want to, or you can take them off afterwards. They're usually not too tight. And I've actually had these off of here, so they shouldn't be very tight on there. But if they are very tight, you may want to keep the actual fuel pump hooked to the motor. That way you can use the pump as kind of leverage, because if you damage the pump or anything, it's not really going to matter because it's bad anyways. That's why you're replacing it. So, but you want to be careful of these lines, not to bend and contort them or anything, especially this metal one here. The rubber one's not too bad. So let's go find a wrench and we'll get those lines off there. All right, now that we found the right wrench, we're going to take these 2 off of here, this one and this one. And like I said, you can keep it attached to the block if you want to. We have ours off there. Like I said, these lines should not be too tight because I've had them off in the past. So probably eat my words on that or something. It'll be super tight. A little tight. And it's bending that line. Well, right there, just goes to show you what you do and don't need to do. Like I told you in my video descriptions, we're probably going to break some stuff. And I'll show you here in just a second what I've done, is we have pinched that line off, so it's not going to be usable any longer. All right, so that is what we're looking at on the soft line side. So that came out perfectly fine, and we didn't have any issues. These pieces right here, they actually come with your new fuel pump, so we will not need these. I'll probably save them just in case. You never know if something goes bad, or if somebody would need something that small. Go ahead and keep. But so we'll take that off there eventually. Now to look at this other one, the hard line. We'll set this aside. So yeah, you can see right here, right there, it just started to almost kind of crimp it, blocking the light. There you go. Kind of crimp it off as it was spinning. So that is no good. Even if we unwound it there, it's still going to be all messed up, and there's a very good possibility that this pinched metal is going to end up breaking, having a crack in it, anything like that. So better just go ahead and replace this whole line that goes up through here all the way to the carburetor. So yeah, like I said, we mess up on this show, and that is definitely how we learn, how I learn. Take this hard line off. There we go. Alright, so you see how that thing just fell right out of there. Now, I don't know what was wrong with this thing, but what I had done in the past was I had an external gas tank hooked up to it. So this this ran out to a gas tank, just like a gas can, like is in the back of the car, the gas tank. This actually took the fuel from the gas tank, put it inside here, and pumped it up to the carburetor. But when I was doing that, it wasn't working. So my assumption on that was the fuel pump was bad. They're only $40, so that's what we went with. We will take a look inside of this, and we'll try to get this filter off here, the fuel filter down in here, and we'll take a look and see what it looks like inside. All right, we're over here at my amazing workbench slash just some random pieces of lumber. I'm gonna try to get this off here with, and probably not gonna happen. All right, so I'm gonna need to get a pair of pliers because I'm not a strong person apparently. All right, couldn't find a big pair of pliers, so how we're gonna do this now is I'm just going to take this screwdriver and hopefully hold it in here, and then run it through. See if we can get it open that way. There. Look at that. And there's some fuel coming out of it, which is actually kind of surprising. I'm surprised there's fuel in it. Gasket there. Hey, I'm just going to go ahead and throw fuel everywhere. Alright, so the fuel filter doesn't look too bad, honestly. It looks kind of brown just because it's wet, but we do have some sediment down in the bottom. I'd show it to you, but I ended up having to dump more fuel out. So we do have some sediment down in the bottom, but the reason it's not in our carburetor is because of this. So it is a good thing that it would stay in there. So these are the parts of the fuel pump, pretty much. Your main housing part, got a gasket here, your fuel filter, and a canister that holds the fuel filter. So, like I said, a pretty simple setup. All right, now what we're going to do, I'm going to take this just a wire brush here. I'm just going to kind of get off any sort of extra gasket. Some people use an adhesive on it. I'm not going to. That's kind of whether or not you want to use it, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to. Maybe I'll regret that, maybe I won't. It's hard to tell. But I'm going to get some of this excess gasket off of there so we can get a halfway decent seal on it. Some gasket sealing around the bolt threads there, so not too bad. All right. Now this is the packet it gives us. Comes with our gaskets. All right, now there's not only just one way this can go on here. You'll have to actually fit it the right way. Put it like that, not gonna work. So we'll fit it down on her, make sure we got it the right way. I'm not gonna put any of this on right now, any of our other hardware. For right now, I'm just going to get it mounted up to the engine, and then we'll figure that out later on. Right now, this is all I want to kind of do right now. Put that in there. We'll see how it matches up. All right. Now, when you run into a situation like this, as you can tell, it's not matching up very well. What this is the cam inside of there is in a different position, okay? So all we need to do, because the arm that went inside the hole, we need to get it lined up. So what we need to do is actually turn the engine, and that will also turn the cam. She's just a slip in there. I'm gonna have to get a ratchet and actually turn the engine. I was figuring the fan would do it. Actually, had a little camera difficulty there. It fell over on me. So I don't think I want to need to get a ratchet just yet. Hopefully not. So we'll keep this moving so we can get our There we go. See how it's coming up? Exactly what we need to happen. All right, now we need our bolts. We'll get one of them started. Come on now. In a booger. All right, I got it started by hand there. The other one. Try to get it lined up right. And of course, you want to make sure your gasket's still in place. You didn't use any sealant or anything like that on it. It might move around a little bit, but it'll line up. Use some bubble gum or a booger or something like that if you want to, I guess. This will win. Pretty easy. So, all right. Now that I've got them hand tightened in there pretty good, at least as far as I can, I'll go ahead and tighten up with the ratchet. All right, I'm going to tighten it up all the way until I get this one in over here some. Not to say you couldn't do it all at once, but usually things with gaskets, I like to evenly tighten so you get a decent seal on your gasket. All right. You don't want to torque these down too hard. I don't need to. All right. It didn't fall off. So, there's our fuel pump installed. Took the old one off. We got the new one on. We screwed up this line right here. Messed that line up pretty good. So, but these pieces and everything, this whole line we will be able to get. I've already looked at prices on it. I don't. It's not very much at all. So, if we were going to screw up on something, I would rather it be that than something major. So, and then once we get that part in, we will connect all of our other hardware up here on our fuel pump, and then we'll give it a try out and see if it'll put some fuel up to the carburetor, which we rebuilt in another video. And need to get a battery for it still. Still don't have a battery. And of course the radiator, that's going to be the big purchase on it, is the radiator. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is a really cheap and easy fix. It could even be done by somebody, well, just like me, with no talent or no experience doing anything like this. This is actually my first fuel pump I've ever changed on a vehicle. Never changed one on a newer vehicle, and never changed one on an older vehicle. So this is a first for me. But I just watched some videos, and it's really self-explanatory as to what it does and how to change it. So, and if you can think of anything else that you may want to see me do to the Galaxie, just let me know. Leave something down in the comments. Positive feedback, negative feedback, whatever you want. And hopefully we can make some headway on this in the future. Like I said, it needs a battery, it needs a radiator, along with some other stuff. New fuel line now, so we'll get that all taken care of. And our previous videos, we took off the thermostat. We need to get that put back on. Did get the carburetor rebuilt, but there are some other little things we just need to get done on this. So just let me know what you guys think. See ya.